Hi guys, this is Jen McFarland. I'm going live right now actually to test out a new piece of software that I've never used before called Restream. And so what this is supposed to be doing right now is streaming to multiple places all at the same time. I'm not even sure how it's working or if it's working. Yesterday when I was about to refer a client to the software that I use for Facebook Live, which is Ecamm Live. I love it. It's great if you use a Mac. I looked on there and I realized that Ecamm Live is now a monthly subscription. When I purchased it, it was a one-time subscription of like $80, and it's been unbelievable. So then I kind of went down the rabbit hole, right? And I started thinking about things like, the assumption of risk. Like I bought this software as a one-time purchase, not knowing that it was probably in development, which is why it had a flat rate. And then now that it's more established and going really well, now it's a subscription. And then I started thinking about things like AppSumo and Product Hunt and some of these other programs where you can get screaming deals on software, but then there's some risk involved. And part of the risk is you could be using something and then one day it just goes away. I've had that happen with a couple of pieces of software that I've bought on AppSumo actually, and it's troubling. So if you're using the business software from an AppSumo or a Product Hunt, you want to be careful about which types of software that you buy because one day it could be gone. So on my website, I have Jen's Picks, and at the bottom, I actually talk about AppSumo a little bit. But what I haven't talked about as much or in as much detail is about the assumption of risk that you take when you're buying software. That's why when it comes to things like my digital marketing roadmap, what I'm always doing is telling people to use software that is really key to your business. Make sure that it's established software. Make sure that you're getting the best product that integrates with the most other things right out of the box. And then for other things that maybe aren't essential or as key, it's okay to try new things. So like for me, trying out Ecamm Live was okay because I wasn't doing Facebook Lives all the time. And then the product I'm using now is an add-on to Ecamm Live called Restream. And so Restream is supposed to be now taking this stream and publishing it in multiple places. I don't know if it's working or not. I'm going to have to log off at some point and then see if it actually did it. But my point is, and Restream is available right now on AppSumo. But if it works or if it doesn't work, I'm okay with that because I already know that I have something that works well for doing Facebook Lives. And when I finish a Facebook Live using Ecamm Live, then I know that I can publish it to YouTube and other places straight from that window. My point is that I can use something like Restream from AppSumo, and if it doesn't work, I'm out $50 and it's not ruining everything. Whereas if you do something like get accounting software from AppSumo or something that you need to use every day, and then that company goes away, you've taken on an awful lot of risk for your business to try to save some money. And then what happens after that is if that company goes away, you have to think about what that would mean for your business. So always consider that when you're making some sort of move with digital marketing. Now, the assumption of risk is actually a broader thing than that. I was recently talking to a potential client and explaining how I work, which is to say, I like to use nice products and I train people so that they can use them in the future or hire somebody else. And account ownership is always a really big thing with me. So making sure that you own the software as the business and that you are paying for it directly instead of farming all of that out, and that you know what you're using and how it's working. You don't have to be an expert in it, but you need to know enough so that you can then pass on the reins to the next service provider, or know enough so that if it's not working right, you're like, hey, that doesn't look right. And you'd be amazed at how many people don't take these extra steps. And it's just an assumption of risk. So you can hand off the keys to the castle, but just know that you are taking on a lot more risk than if you are more involved and are actually like a project champion when you're working with a service provider to support your business. that's really about all that I have today. I'm going to log off and I'm going to see if this video went to all of the places and did all of the things that it was supposed to. Or maybe it did, or maybe it didn't. And either way, I'm good. So happy Thursday, and I'll be talking to you again soon.